What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about this thing right here. This is the Avalon Nano 3S from Canaan, a company which I really like, but somehow I managed to kind of skip over this thing when I bought all these other desktop miners, and so now I finally have a chance to play with one of these things thanks to my good friends at Solo Satoshi, who were kind enough to send this over. And so what we're going to do today is go through the entire setup process from unboxing to getting this thing plugged in, connected to the network, connected to the pool, and of course connected to Hashwatcher so we can get better data and better control out of this device, and then kind of go from there. Let it do its thing and hopefully mine some Bitcoin blocks for us. Now there's a few things that I really like about this device. Number one, it's inexpensive. It's only about 300 USD, which is really not bad. It gets about 6 to 6.5 terahashes per second in its highest mode, and it's made by Canaan, which is a company I really like. They're the same company that made this Avalon Q. And this Avalon Q right here. If you've seen any of my other videos, I almost dropped it. You already know how much I love the Avalon Q. I talk about the thing all the time. But this thing's kind of like the baby brother to the Avalon Q, so I've always kind of wanted one. But the thing that really pushed me over the edge is now the firmware for this device is open source. So that means guys can fork it and tweak it and do all kinds of crazy stuff that hopefully down the road will result in things like a higher hash rate or better efficiency or who knows what else. So I had to have one. But I could talk about this thing all day. Instead, I'd rather open up this box and let this thing get to work because it was built to mine blocks, baby. It doesn't want to just sit in a box. It wants to mine blocks. Anyway, I got to find a place to plug this thing in because I'm running out of space over here. I got way too many devices plugged in the office. We're gonna have to put this somewhere else, but no big deal. Let's get it all configured and let's get the show on the road. So first things first, we got to open up this box. Come on. Seems like vacuum sealed in here. Come on, baby. Okay, so here it is. You know, it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, as a matter of fact. Here is an iPhone for reference. This thing's only about the same size as a NerdQX++, just a little fatter, thanks to this plastic housing that it's in, but it looks nice. Plastic. Okay, cool. What else we got in here? Documents and Wi-Fi module. I assume we're gonna need at least the Wi-Fi modules. Let's get that out. Hey, that's the same one that's in the Avalon Q. It's tiny. We've got our user manual in Chinese. We've got another user manual in English. And we've got this thing. It's trying to talk us into connecting to F2 pool. No thanks. We've got the power adapter. I like that. It's kind of translucent. You can see all the stuff inside it. Pretty neat. And we've got the power cord. Beautiful. Look at this mess I just made. So as I mentioned before, I'm already maxed out as far as things I can plug in here in the office. So we're gonna put this thing in the kitchen. This thing's gonna live by the bananas. So let's go ahead and plug it in next to the tea kettle where most people plug their Bitcoin miners in. And get this thing attached, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they use this. This is a USB-C for the power supply thing. It doesn't make any sense, but let's plug it in and see what happens. So now it is plugged in and nothing is happening, so that's not good, I don't think. Let's see, what's going on here? Oh, hey, there we go. And let's go ahead and do the honors. This is my favorite part. Ooh, hi. Hey, how's it going, Avalon Nano 3S? Looks like the screen's kind of scratchy. Please configure the network with the Avalon Family app. Okay. So I already have the Avalon Family app downloaded for my other devices, so it should be as simple as just scanning for a new device. So, what's it trying to scan? Let's see. I've approached it. Hey, there it is. And connect. So now it wants me to enter my Wi-Fi credentials, so let's do that real fast. So now that that's done, let's press save. Succeeded! And there it is, all right. It's already cranking out 6.3 terahashes per second. Let's click on that. Security alert, okay. I don't want to change the password. So now I've got two options. I can either enter all the pool information right here, or I can go to this address right here. Kind of see it? This 192.168.1.84 address. I can type that in on my browser, and then I can do all this stuff on the computer. So that'll be faster. Let's do that. Okay, so I've typed this address into the browser, and now it wants me to scan this QR code with the Avalon Family app. So to do that, you go up here, and you press scan, and then you scan it. And then the device password is just gonna be admin. And there you go. Now we can input all of our pool settings by clicking on this right here, the pool configuration box, and we can go ahead and place our pool stuff in here. So what we're gonna do is send this thing over to Solo Pool to mine for Bitcoin Cash with the Avalon Qs. It's gonna be an Avalon party over on Solo Pool, so we got all our pool stuff in here, and we're gonna go ahead and press submit. Then it says after updating the mining pool, the device needs to be restarted manually. Okay, it'll do that on its own. So now we can go back to the dashboard. So the Avalon Qs actually restart themselves, but I guess you got to do it here manually. So let's go ahead and click reboot. Am I sure I want to restart? Yes. Okay, so the Nano 3S is currently mining away. We're at 6.52 terahashes per second. Our rejected percentage is 0, which is good. Our ping to pool is decent. I see solo pool down there. And if I go over to solo pool, I can also see the device right down here. It is successfully doing its thing. So cool, we're all set up. So real quick, because I know you're gonna ask, what are this thing's chances of actually solo mining a Bitcoin Cash block? So every day it has a 1 in 7,250 chance, and every month 1 in 242. That's not bad considering a Bitcoin Cash block is worth about 1,800 USD, so pretty cool. Okay, so this thing is now successfully mining away, chasing some Bitcoin Cash blocks on solo pool. We're currently at 6.39 terahashes per second. It's got a little clock there. It's got the current watts it's consuming. And it's got some other options too, like another clock. And it's got this screen right here in case you hate clocks. But I'm gonna leave it on this screen because I like that. It gives me the most information and I think it looks good. So now let's get this thing all connected to Hashwatcher and I will show you exactly why Hashwatcher is a must-have for this device. So here we go. To add another device, we click the plus sign here, and we need to add this device. So Canaan, and then this one is going to be number 14, so 014, and the IP address is going to be this right here. So that blue right there, we're just going to type that in, and then press connect. Miner added successfully, that was easy. Now we go down here, and we can see that it is doing its thing. Oh, there we go. So check this out. So by default, the fan speed is at 33%. And the temperature is 89 degrees with the exhaust temperature of 60 degrees. Now that is really, really hot. So let's see what happens if I go right down here and I press 100. And look at that temperature start to come down right before our very eyes. 83 degrees, 82 degrees. The device is now running 26 degrees cooler thanks to a phone app that costs $2.99 a month. It's the best upgrade you could possibly have for this device right here. And you don't have to leave the fan speed on 100% because it's noisy, but you can put it on like 50 or 60%, and it's gonna run a lot cooler than those just crazy hot default settings. So you gotta have Hashwatcher. It is absolutely necessary for this device. Now, as you can see here, this is going to cost 41 cents, 42 cents, American cents per day, which is not bad. And one quick thing that I noticed is there's a bit of discrepancy between the hash rate here and the hash rate it shows right there, and also on the Avalon dashboard on the computer. My guess is it's actually pulling this from the pool. Now, the pool doesn't really know what the device's hash rate is. It just guesses based on the shares submitted. So we'll probably see that number come up a bit, but I'll keep an eye on it. Anyway, I think this is a really great device, and I don't know why I didn't buy one of these things earlier. It looks good, it's easy to set up, it's quiet, it's well made, and this thing and a couple of Avalon Qs would be like an absolutely perfect home miner setup. So I love this thing. It's really, really cool. So if you don't already own one of these glorious things and you decide that you want one, there's a link in the description below, and there's also a discount code. I'm doing my part, guys. I'm trying to make mining accessible to the everyman so that every man can mine for Bitcoins in their kitchen if they want to. So anyway, that's all I got. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support of the channel as always, and I will see you next time.